Missions Advocates. This is GlobalCASTresources.com.
Hello, I'm Bevan with GlobalCAST Resources. As missions advocates, we've discovered we are always entering communities, right? And there's ways to enter a community that open people up to new ideas, and there's ways to enter a community that close things down. And the best practices for how to enter a community well, you could call them community development principles. These are principles that are so full of wisdom on how to enter a community in a way that allows people the freedom to discover what God is saying to them and own their part in what God is doing in the nations. So much wisdom there. Let's focus in on one of these community development principles, which is find the man of peace or find the person of peace. In a local church setting, many times this is the pastor, is the man of peace in that community. But there could be other persons of peace, gatekeepers and people of influence in that community. And rather than thinking you yourself have to mobilize the whole community into missions, ask God to help you identify somebody He's prepared who is already open and receptive to these ideas and can from the inside help their community discover what God is asking of them. So I don't know about you, but we love the stories of Lord of the Rings, that epic story of Lord of the Rings. And the other day we discovered, wow, there is a lot of mobilization happening in these stories, right? For example, the two hobbits, Merry and Pippin, are trying to mobilize the Ents, which are these tree shepherds walking trees, into the epic battle of good over evil. And after a long and slow discussion among these tree shepherds, they come back with the report that they're not going to help in the battle. And the hobbits rise up and say, "But you're part of this world, aren't you? What happens out there is going to impact all of us. And our friends are out there." And they try to get these guys to participate, to no avail. But then they have the idea to help one of those tree shepherds, Treebeard, actually to see with his own eyes the destruction of the forest. And when Treebeard sees the destruction, he then calls the rest of the tree shepherds to join in the battle. And so ask God for that person of peace. And serve them and resource them and encourage them. And if at all possible, take them with you on a missions exposure trip to see what God is doing in the nations, to see firsthand the need in the 1040 window in the Muslim, Hindu, and Buddhist worlds. And as they come back, they then are telling the stories from firsthand experience. They are mobilizing their community from the inside, and that can be so much more effective. So keep asking God to help you identify the person of peace in the community that you're inviting to find their role in the Great Commission.
Mentoring Missions Advocates. This is GlobalCASTresources.com.